Cruz County leaders say they're in the middle of a migrant crisis of their own and are now calling on the White House to help. They tell us they are struggling with the amount of street releases of undocumented migrants happening every day. And so far, hundreds have been released just in Nogales. And that's where we find News 4 Tucson's Corus Nylander with the very latest. Corus, how bad is it there now?
Well, Sean, I'll tell you, that number just keeps growing. I'm right here on Terrace Avenue, which is just a stone's throw away from the port of entry here in downtown Nogales. No more than 10 minutes ago, another Border Patrol bus just randomly showed up here, did another drop-off. With several people here now gathered under these tents that the county has set up. Now they're out here waiting for buses to Tucson. The county says this is simply unsustainable. They're calling on the federal government to act right now. A small team of county staff and the Red Cross are all there is on the ground trying to help the dozens of undocumented migrants being released daily here on the streets of Nogales.
Santa Cruz County being the smallest county in the state, our resources are limited.
News 4 Tucson was there as around 20 migrants were released by Border Patrol. This drop-off much smaller than most. More than 400 people have been released on this block in just the past few days. Jose Ariola with the county's Health and Human Services Department helping get them water and food as they await transport to Tucson.
It's really about just informing them where they are, what's next in the process. A lot of them are confused. They think the airport is just down the street.
There's a big language barrier. Many of the people here are from Africa or the Middle East, speaking languages other than English or Spanish.
They speak in French. We've seen people from Nepal. People who speak Arabic, Bengala, Hindi, Punjabi languages, so that becomes a challenge.
During a special meeting Tuesday, the County Board of Supervisors approved sending a letter to President Biden and other elected officials asking for more federal support, at least $2.9 million, to deal with the issue.
Number one is send more funding. Number two is at least try to communicate better with us. Hopefully they can have FEMA come and set up some kind of tent.
Amidst these challenges, CBP has announced it's reassigning an undisclosed number of customs officers from the Nogales Port of Entry to deal with processing. Supervisor Manny Reese fears this will cause major delays for people crossing legally at the border.
A lot of commerce that comes through the Mariposa Port, and so you don't want to delay a lot of those crossings.
And back out here live, I'll tell you what's noticeably different about this drop-off versus the one we saw earlier this morning that you just saw. That one, of course, is for adult-aged men. This appears to be mostly women on this bus, perhaps some children among the mix here I think I see as well. Just getting off one bus, now they're going to wait for another. That will take them up to Casa Elitas in Tucson, which is already overwhelmed, dealing with its own lack of resources and constant flow of traffic out here. So certainly a very burdensome situation with no end in sight. And the taxpayers, well, they're going to have to keep signing a blank check at this point. We're live from Nogales tonight. Corus Nylander, News 4 Tucson.
Of course, thank you. And of course, stay with us here on News 4 Tucson. Our